What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a good day or a good night, and welcome to my channel. Now today I thought I'd make just, kind of a quick video, just me on my way to work today. Nothing crazy or anything. I mean, my last video is just, me going to Total Wine, so all these videos are just going to be, POVs of me just, driving to different places like work and grocery shopping, just that kind of stuff, just really everyday kind of driving. I'm also messing with the aspect ratio on my phone, switching between HD and 4K and between the 60 and 30 FPS or whatever. So, I don't really know exactly, what angle I want this phone at, because it is on my forehead. So I'm trying everything I can here to, kind of give you guys a view of like everything, like not just the dash, but I also want you guys to clearly see out my windshield, which might be, kind of difficult right now because I did wash my car, but I left a bunch of water spots everywhere, all over my windows. That's just the downfall with tinted windows, is that you really see water spots on tinted windows, man. Like blacked out windows, because you can see it like through the tint, I guess. But now I'll do a quick little pull as soon as I get on this main road here. I didn't want to do one here just because, sometimes pedestrians just be randomly crossing and crackheads pushing around Walmart carts and shit. Let's see here. Kind of a lot of traffic today. Not too bad. It's not too bad. I would actually consider this medium traffic. Quick pool. Yeesh. Yeah, it's like no matter where I go, man, I'm hitting like 50, 60 miles an hour. I love this thing. This thing just wants to move. But anyway, the whole purpose of this video, I don't want to just, drive and talk and stuff. Now I'm stuck in traffic, so, now I guess I can talk. But, I wanted to make this point, or the whole talking point of this video on the new Charger. Because I know a lot of, Mopar, other Mopar YouTubers that I watch, major ones even, don't like it. I've been hearing a lot of negativity about it, a lot of criticism about it, as one should. I mean, everybody's got their own opinions and stuff, so I figured I'd, just give mine, even though, oh, there's another scat over there. He was aggressive when he saw me. But I thought I'd give, my opinions, even though it is a few days late. I know that Dodge unveiled, the pre-production of the new Charger. I think it's called the Daytona Banshee. Or something like that. And I read a little bit about it on Motor Trends, one of Motor Trends articles, so I don't really know all that much about the Banshee. I'll go ahead and just put like a link down below to the Motor Trend article that I read, just so you guys can go ahead and read up on it too, because I think it talks a little bit more about the trim levels of this Banshee, because the Daytona Banshee is a full-blown EV, and that is basically the Hellcat version of the new Chargers. Versus, I think the one with the, I don't know if it's really even been confirmed or not, but I think the new Chargers are going to have the Hurricane motor as another trim level, below the full-blown EV one. So that's probably going to be like the Scat Pack version. Is going to be like the turbocharged inline 6 or whatever motor they were using in the Hurricane. And what's crazy is that now that I think about it, supposedly on paper it's pushing more horsepower than the Scat Pack, and it's more gas. It's better on gas. So the only thing you're really not getting is that V8 Hemi sound at that point. Oh, look, another Charger right here too. I can't tell what it is. Oh, I think it's just the GT, but it's nice though. Yeah, I like it. There's something about blacked out Chargers, man. I really like them. But anyway, about my 2 cents about the new Chargers, I personally like them a little bit. It's weird, like the Chargers are probably the one and only car, the new ones anyway, it's like the one and only car that I actually legit have mixed feelings about. Like, I like it, but then I don't like it. And if you guys haven't even seen it, like, at all, or if you have no idea what I'm even talking about or whatever, I'll put pictures up on screen just so you guys can kind of, you know, see what it looks like yourselves and stuff. I think it looks pretty good. The front end, I mean, the whole car itself definitely looks a lot more square, as if the Challenger wasn't, you know, a rectangle already, right? Like, this is a literal rectangle on 4 wheels. Like, it's crazy, man. They couldn't have made it more boxy and more square than they already did. And so that's why I don't really like the outside. I just think the outside looks a little bit too boxy, a little bit too square. Oh shit, the police right there. Oh, never mind, let me get behind, dude. But it just looks a little too square, and also it also lacks design in terms of, like, on the side of the car. Like, if you look at the side of the car itself, there's no design at all. It's just completely flat. Completely flat. And I don't know, man. I really don't... I don't know how I feel about it, man. There's no design on the side of the car itself. Like, the whole side is just completely solid. It's just one piece. And I know there's a little bit of lines going here and there, like on the fenders and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe it's because it's missing, like, that Charger indent on the doors. Like, you know how the Chargers have, like, a big rectangular end door on both sides of the doors or whatever? It's kind of the design of the Charger, right? Like, the old school Charger also has that, but they're much smaller and they look up more like shark gills or something, or fish gills or something like that. If you look at Dom Toretto's Charger from the side, you know, it's got like that indent as well, but it's a lot smaller, but it still has it. I feel like that's a really iconic thing for, you know, the Chargers to have. In this new Daytona EV or whatever, it doesn't have it. It's just completely flat. So I don't know, man. I don't really like the way it looks on the outside. I do like the way it looks on the inside, though. The inside does look pretty nice. The only downfall with the inside, as far as I can tell, is that there's no knobs for you know, climate control, and no knobs for let me go around this bus. There's no knobs for climate control, nor is there any knobs for the volume for the radio. So, you know, like every single EV, I get that they're trying to get rid of buttons. I get they're trying to get rid of, you know, all that, you know, kind of stuff or whatever. They just want a big screen and stuff. But, I mean, man, I don't know. If you're a car designer, I mean, answer this for me. Like, how hard is it for me to just go like this? You know what I mean? Like, one turn of a knob, I got my AC on full blast now. Look at this. I'm going to turn it again. Right? Like, why do I have to go tap, 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 and then keep tapping, like, you know, minus to, you know, lower my climate control, and then go into the volume again, and then tap, 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 and then start tapping to lower my volume on my radio? It's like, it's so inconvenient, man. Just give us knobs, you know? Just 2 knobs. That's it. One for volume, one for climate. Everything else can be worked on the touchscreen, literally. But at least give us, like, volume and climate knobs. I don't know, I feel like, you know, it's just very inconvenient to be, you know, to be having just nothing but screens, man. I don't know. I don't see the convenience in it. I know it's supposed to be more convenient, I just don't see the more convenience in it. But, you know, I guess, you know, that's just the future of EVs. I can't blame just Dodge for doing that. It's all of, you know, EVs that are like that. You know, I think I even seen a designer at Tesla talking about something about, you know, talking about that, you know, they're completely going buttonless, like, you know, they hate buttons there or something like that. And I was a designer, you know, he was like, yeah, I hate buttons, I hate knobs or something like that. So it's obvious they're never gonna have them. That's fine. But you know, despite it being, you know, a full-blown EV and stuff, technically it's, you know, on paper better than my Hellcat. Like, it's faster than my Hellcat. It's more, you know, it's it doesn't even need gas, you know. But you guys know why I don't want an EV. I'm not gonna go into why I don't want an EV in every single video. I said in my last video why I don't want one. But I mean, they're, you know, they're all, I like them. They're all right. I'm more interested, as funny as it sounds, I'm more interested in looking at that Hurricane motor. Like, I want to see more what that supercharged V6 can do, especially when it comes to souping it up, man. Because I did hear that there's going to be Dodge Direct Connection parts for it. I don't know if that's true or not, but if there is, and, you know, there's turbo upgrades and all these different upgrades and stuff, you can, you know, push a lot more power out of it, which would be pretty damn cool. But I don't know, man. I just think it's a little too small of a car for me, meaning that it's a 2-door muscle car now, kind of like the Challenger. I'm not saying the Challenger's small, but I mean, you know, I purposely drive a 4-door car because it's a 4-door car, you know, and because it's obviously got all the power that it has, you know, being a Hellcat. But, you know, I need a bigger car for dailying, you know? I can see that being like a weekend car or something, somebody's weekend car. But let me know what you guys think of it, though. I don't know. I like it, but I don't like it. I don't know. It's like I like it and then I don't. I'm not hating on it or anything. No offense to you guys who really like it and are planning on getting one and stuff like that. I actually think this is a good thing for Dodge, actually, as a matter of fact. This is a good thing for Dodge, and a big reason why is because, yes, they're going to be dropping a lot of their, you know, muscle fan base, a lot of their, you know, their petrol fan base, which has probably been their fan base, you know, since their inception. But they're going to be tackling on a whole new fan base, right? A whole new fan base of EV people that are into EVs, people that are into technology, people that are into, you know, these kinds of cars and stuff. Now suddenly they're going to turn their noses to Dodge because they weren't before. You know what I mean? And that could be a good thing, you know. Obviously, I mean, you know, we're gonna get a whole new muscle car fan base. Like, I gotta give it to Dodge for being, you know, so different. They've always been different, right? Think about Dodge as a car company, like right now at this point in time. What do we got? We got 800 horsepower sedans, 700 horsepower trucks, 700 horsepower SUVs. Like, you know, they're just bananas. 700 horsepower sedans, right? Like, it's just, you know, Dodge is always known for being bananas. If that's the one, like, thing that the one thing that I had to a word that I had to use to you know, describe Dodge, that's it. Bananas. They're bananas, absolutely bananas of a car company. And when you think of a world where the whole world and everyone is going full-on EV, everyone is going hybrid, everyone is going V6, turbocharged 4s, turbocharged you know, V6s, and, you know, naturally aspirated 4s and 6s, whatever, inlines, whatever, you know, that's what our future is going to look like. And you know, it's really, oh, look at this Lexus over here coming up. Oh, that was nice. Had a wide body kit on it, or a Rocket Bunny kit or something, I don't know. But despite, you know, the future looking like that, you know, looking like a bunch of EVs, looking like a bunch of hybrids, you know, all that kind of stuff or whatever, Dodge is going to be the one and only car company on this entire planet that's going to be producing muscle car EVs and muscle car hybrids. Like, when have you even heard of that? When have you heard of a car company coming out with muscle car EVs and muscle car hybrids? Never. No other car company is going to do it. They're not going to do it. Dodge is the only ones. Why? Because they're bananas. It's like, who on earth would want, you know, an EV or, you know, a car that, you know, they're trying to use to, you know, save gas or whatever, but they still want a muscle car, right? Like, they still want that muscle, especially if, you know, these Banshees and stuff like that have line lock and have all this crazy stuff that these cars have, you know. I think it'd be pretty hilarious, you know, hearing an EV, you know, burn rubber and there's no sound going on, just the sound of burning rubber. But I still think, you know, it'd be pretty cool to have all those features on like an EV and, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know, I would never own one though. But I do want a second vehicle in the future for sure. I just don't know exactly what I want yet. Probably it's not gonna be a you know, another performance vehicle, that's for sure. I mean, it is for sure, but it's gonna be good on gas, you know. It's not gonna be a V8. As much as I want a Jeep SRT, you know, it's just they're just bad on. I'm not gonna say they're bad on gas, but like, what's the point of me having a Hellcat and a Jeep SRT? You know, I mean, that'd be a badass lineup for sure. But I'm probably gonna get me like a 6-banger Grand Cherokee, because I love the Grand Cherokee platform, man. What's funny is, even though I drive a Hellcat, I watch Jeep SRT videos every single day, man. Like, oh my god, that's all my homepage is filled on, is Jeep SRT. And I know I like the Trackhawks. The Trackhawks are dope, don't get me wrong, but there's just something about the Jeep SRTs, as weird as it sounds, I like them a little more. I don't know why. I know the Trackhawk is better, it's a superior trim level, but I mean, you know, when it comes to that 392, man, it's like, damn, it's a muscle car SUV. It's not even supposed to be fast to begin with. You know what I mean? The fact that it's just got, you know, 485 horsepower is, you know, crazy enough, bonkers enough, right? Like, how much faster do you want an SUV to go, you know? But a sedan, I can understand. Sedans, I can understand having a, you know, 700 plus horsepower. But SUVs, it's like, damn, that's pretty wild. It's pretty bonkers. But I do really want one, though. Like, super, super bad. Someday I'll get one. Someday. But I know this video was insanely quick, you know, a really, really quick one today. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off right here, just because I am really close to where I work at. I'm like right around the corner from where I work at, actually. Pretty damn close. But I will record, again, you know, as soon as I'm leaving work and stuff, I'll mash the video together of me leaving work, just so it's not like a, you know, 12, 13, 14-minute video. However long it took me to get here, right? Because I don't even live that far from where I work at. So, you know, that'll be the end of, you know, this portion of the video, and I'll see you guys when I get out of work. as you all can see, I am out of work, and I did want to do that quick little pull, and I don't even have my seatbelt on. Oh my goodness. Safety first, y'all, safety first. But anyway, finally out of work now. About damn time. Oh, this guy's got stranded. That's not good. That definitely sucks. And I did my little victory pull. I call it a victory pull every time I get out of work and stuff like that. And you know, I like to do that little pull on that street there. But anyway, yeah, man, finally out of work. Pretty tired. I was considering maybe I should get like a breakfast burrito or something, 'cause I'm starving. But I think I'm just gonna make one at home instead, save some money, you know. Also, it's very, very dark, as you guys can see. I have no idea how this, you know, lighting is even gonna pick up, or how my camera is gonna pick up. I did realize in the first half of the video though, because I watched it, of course, at work, naturally, like I would, you know. I realized there's a lot of lighting going on there, like a lot of brightness. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if my phone was trying to focus on the sun, or like what the heck was going on, or trying to focus on like sunlight. But yeah, hopefully it's not like that anymore. I'm assuming it's because I was messing with the FPS settings and stuff, like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of this video. But who knows, man? Who knows? I was also looking at Dodge, you know, Hellcats, scat packs, a bunch of different stuff for sale, really. Like, I like looking at, you know, track car. Even though I drive a Hellcat already, I still like looking at Hellcats for sale, scat packs for sale, you know, the Trackhawks, cheap SRTs, Durango platforms, you know, all that stuff, just so I can see the market. You know, because I'm curious, you know, sometimes I just want to see, you know, where these cars are doing, you know, how they're selling, you know, that kind of thing. You know, I'm just curious, more just curiosity than anything else. And what I found interesting is that dealers are still marking these up like crazy, man, like absolute crazy bananas. It's actually a lot. I think I saw one that was, I think, like almost 40K over MSRP, and it was a used one, which is crazy. I mean, it's like a 2022. Yeah, I mean, it's not that used. It only had like 1,000 something miles, but it actually was over MSRP. Like that dealer was asking, I think, like almost 30 grand on top of what it, you know, should have been sold as, right? Like brand new. So it should be even less than that used, which is like insane, man. It's crazy. I even you know, read some articles as well, 2 different articles from 2 different dealerships, 2 different Dodge dealerships that screwed over 2 different Demon 170 customers, which is crazy, man. And these aren't just Demon 170 customers. I mean, I'm not trying to say some people are better than others or nothing, but these are actual people that, you know, are servicemen for our military. One's an actual, I think he's still an on-duty serviceman or something, I don't know. And the other one's a veteran with the Purple Heart. And these dealers, man, they, you know, locked into deals to sell some Demon 170s to these guys, you know, these hardworking guys. And then what do these guys do? They'd sell it right from under them for more money. They probably just, you know, found somebody who's offering them more cash or offering them more for it or something. And I understand at the end of the day, if, you know, you own a dealership or if you work at a dealership or anything like that, it's a business, I know. But still, man, you know, it's like, whatever happened to the days where, you know, people actually like cared, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, not really cared, but like, whatever happened to like loyalty? Like, if you own a dealership, don't you want to build like, you know, loyalty between customers and between people and, you know, that kind of a thing? You know, one would assume that, right? But who knows, man? I don't know. If you haven't got a scat pack or a Hellcat, you know, by now or yet, and you're considering getting one, man, as crazy as this sounds, I would wait till the end of like, not the end of this year, but maybe, you know, a couple months from now they're gonna drop. Who knows? I mean, I can't predict the car market, right? But I look at it every day. And I think it's because the Hemis are discontinued. That's why they're selling them for so much. You know, I think dealers are telling people that these are investments and stuff. And it's crazy because when I first got this car, that was a big selling point. Like, not for me, but that was why I wanted to buy one of these, because I was thinking, yeah, someday this is going to be worth a lot of money. You know, it's a 700 horsepower sedan. We're not going to see it ever again. Which, you know, is kind of, you know, it is true. I still stand behind that. But I, you know, the more that I drive this car and the longer that I've owned this car, the more that I realize, you know what, man, I don't care about selling this car in the far distant future when I'm old and gray. Like, I want to just, you know, drive the wheels off of this thing. completely drive the wheels off of this Hellcat, man, and, you know, put 200K plus miles on this dashboard, maybe even more over the course of, you know, all these years owning it, man. You know, I want to, you know, I really want to drive it. I want to enjoy it. And take it to Cars and Coffee and be able to say that I drive it and be able to say that I enjoy it, you know, just to be able to say these things. But I mean, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, at the same time, I do understand, you know, it probably will be worth something. The beautiful thing is that I feel like regardless, I'll always be able to get my money back. Like, I'll always be able to get 50K or around 50K for this car, regardless. Always, even if it's beat up and used. Because it's a 700 horsepower, you know, motor. Some cars just hold their value, or at least they hold a big portion of their value, right? Like, look at the C6 Corvettes, for example, right? Like, look up right now and look up C6 Corvette for sale. And before you do that, just take a guess on how much you think a C6 Corvette would cost you. If you guessed under like 15K, you are wrong, man. They go for 25 to 30. I even seen some for 32K, even over that, for a C6 Corvette, you guys. Not a C7, a C6, all right? These are Corvettes that I don't even think they have any kind of technology in them. Like, I don't think they have, I'm gonna turn my heater down. It's getting kind of hot in here. But, I don't think they have like backup cameras or GPS navigation or like, you know, none of the stuff that typical modern day everyday cars have now. Like, they were just, you know, that wasn't out during the C6 era, right? At least not during the refresh. Maybe during the refresh, I don't know. But the point that I'm trying to make is that 2006, 2007 Corvettes still go for almost like, you know, actually some of them even go over 30 grand, which is crazy because you would think who the hell would buy that? But the fact is that there's just Corvette fans like that, man. The Corvette fan base is so huge and they're willing to actually spend that money on a C6 Corvette. They don't care about, you know, it lacking technology or, you know, it, you know, not having all the stuff that modern day vets have or, you know, any of that stuff. What they care about is that LS motor under the hood, which is exactly us Mopar guys too, right? To the, you know, to a certain extent, to the same extent, right? Like, we don't really care about all the upgrades that never got done with these cars or what should have got done, whatever the case may be. You know, we care about the power. You know, I just want power. I don't care for the luxury stuff. I already had a luxury car. Before this car, I had a 2012 Jaguar XF Portfolio. And I loved it. It was a badass car, man. To this day, I still love that car. Still a nice car. But the only downfall was that there was little things inside the car that started breaking, little things that rotate, little things that move, that turn around, that have little motors in them here and there. And that was when I realized, okay, this car is, you know, completely not worth it. It's just not worth it. When I look into, you know, the Hellcat, when I look in, you know, the Dodge Charger, and I see, you know, all of these plastics everywhere, the plastic dashboard, plastic buttons, you know, plastic everything, I just get happy because I think of how cheap it's gonna be to replace this. Like, if I ever need to pull my dashboard off, and let's say my dashboard cracks or something, I can go on eBay and put Dodge Charger dash, you know, dash trim piece or whatever, and I can find a bunch of them for sale. Bunch of results are gonna pop up, a bunch of them for sale. But if I did the same thing in my Jaguar XF, I mean, there's not even no telling if there even is a 2012 Jaguar XF leather wrapped dashboard for sale, right? Because, you know, Jaguar's dashboard is leather wrapped, which, you know, that's a good thing about, you know, foreign cars, Jags and stuff, is that they're very, you know, fancy like that. Like, not only was the whole dashboard leather wrapped, but almost everything was leather wrapped, man. The whole center console was leather wrapped. The glove compartment was even leather wrapped. I mean, everything was wrapped in leather. But then I thought to myself, okay, if I take this dashboard off and it cracks, it breaks, whatever the case may be, you know, am I gonna find another leather wrapped, you know, dashboard, like, you know, the dashboard trim piece for the Jaguar? And if I do, is it gonna match the interior color? Because the interior color in my Jaguar was London tan, which is basically peanut butter. It's that brown peanut butter, you know, leather looking color that we see in Mopars, but it's, you know, kind of the same thing in Jags, but, you know, a little more fancy. But, you know, when I saw those, you know, when I saw those things, I'm like, you know, I don't know, man. I just don't really, I don't feel like, it's just really expensive to repair and replace. I have these little motors that, you know, Jaguars have what's called adaptive headlights, and I know other cars probably have it too, but it's where, like, every time I turn the steering wheel to the left, my headlights turn to the left. And then when I turn my steering wheel to the right, my headlights turn to the right, because there's like a little motor that like kind of follows my steering column or something, I don't know, but basically one of those motors broke. And it was really expensive to replace and to fix. What else broke? One of the climate vents. Also, when you turn a Jaguar on and off, the climate vents open and close depending on if the car's running or not. So whenever I turn the car off, the climate vents, you know, flip closed, and my whole dashboard looks like it's like solid kind of a thing. Oh, I got like a... Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. But anyway, and the whole dashboard looks like it's just like a solid, you know, piece kind of a thing, you know. And then when I turn the car on, the climate vents, they flip back on and they come back open, which is, you know, really cool. It makes people go ooh and ah, you know. It's a lot of oohs and ahs and stuff like that, you know. It's really, it's more fancy than anything, but it's also a gimmick. And one of those motors ended up breaking in my climate control vent, so I had to go in the settings, and thank God Jaguar made it so that I can disable it. But I went into the settings and I had to disable that little rotating feature for my climate vents. Which is, you know, pretty crazy. I mean, you know, that little motor was breaking. And then on top of that, there's also a little motor that's in the gear selector. When you turn the Jaguar on and off, the gear selector rises, or it, you know, falls down depending on, you know, obviously depending on if the car is running or not. But it was always in the back of my mind, okay, one day that little motor is going to break too. You know, and then I'm not going to be able to put my car in gear. I'm not going to be able to put it in reverse or drive. I'm basically not going to be able to drive the Jaguar. And there's nothing wrong with it, like mechanically. So, you know, it's these little things in, you know, in foreign cars. I get it. I get the fanciness of foreign cars. I like them. They're cool stuff, you know, they're really cool. But I mean, you know, it's all these little things that are just going to be really annoying to fix and replace and stuff. It's like, I don't know. And I do have my low tire pressure light that does come on sometimes. What's really weird, and I think I need to get like a new tire pressure sensor or something, but every time I go over that hill that I just passed right now, it's like a weird little like bridge kind of a thing, and it goes up and down. But every time I come down that hill, it trips out my tire pressure on the top right wheel, the driver's side wheel. The driver's side front wheel, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, it trips out that sensor. So I think there's a sensor that's just, I think the tire pressure sensor is just loose. I need to have them like tighten it up or something. Just take my tire off and tighten the tire pressure sensor. I love those pools, man. Fun little pools, fun little pools. I probably shouldn't even be like pulling my car all that hard, honestly, just because it's like halfway between being hot and warm. It's still pretty cold, honestly. It's not even warm yet. And I abused the shiz biscuits out of this car, man. But I love it though. I mean, that's kind of what these cars are designed for, if you think about it. I mean, they're actually designed for drag strips, really. And like, you know, I kind of use this, I mean, not kind of, I literally use this car as a daily. Like, I take it, you know, to groceries. I, you know, take it to work. Movie theaters, restaurants every once in a while, whatever the case may be. But this is like my actual A to B car. And it can be like a really, you know, like really chill A to B car that's not really crazy, not really rambunctious, just like kind of a normal driver. Like, you know, I can drive it right now, or I can put the pedal down slightly a little more right now and turn it into something crazy. Like, these cars are just crazy, man. The Scat Packs are the same thing. I really feel I can't wait until they devalue, honestly, because, you know, for all of you that are watching these videos, I don't know how many people are exactly watching this, but if you are watching this and you know, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, I'll never be able to afford one of these or something like that. Yes, you will. You know, yes, you will. Because when I had the Jaguar, all I talked about was Hellcats, and I even told, you know, everybody that used to ask me about my Jag, I'd be like, yeah, one day I'm gonna have a Hellcat, like someday I'm gonna have a Hellcat and stuff, and nobody believed me. Nobody believed me. I think people thought I was crazy. I can see the look in people's faces. They're just like, oh, okay. Like, you know, they don't really care. They didn't really believe me, you know? But I spoke it into existence, man. You can speak anything into existence. If you tell yourself, oh, I can't afford that, or no, I can't do that, or no, that's never gonna happen for me, then no, it's never gonna happen for you, man. And you're really never gonna afford that. You gotta make it happen for yourself. But that was a little bit of wise talk with Daniel. And with that being said, I am going to just cut the video off now because I'm like right around the corner from my house at this point. So I hope you all have a great day, or you know, great rest of the night, whatever time it is, you know, where you guys are at, wherever you're staying around, you know, this side of the globe, this side of the US, this side of the world, whatever, other side of the world, I don't know, overseas, whatever the case may be. Have a good day. Peace.